Hey everybody, so it's that time of year again when fireworks start to become available in supermarkets. Now, I always advise that if you have a specialist all year round firework retailer near you, you should always go to them for your fireworks because you'll get much better value for money. But not everybody's in a position to do that. So in this video, let's take a look at the fireworks that are available this year, 2025, in Lidl. So according to their website, they're available from the 15th of October, and their website proudly says there's over 5 fireworks available in the range to light up your night. Well, there's actually 10, which I guess is over 5, so there we go. And it's exactly the same range that they've had now for the past couple of years. There's a couple of selection boxes in there. There's a couple of rocket packs, a pack of shot tubes, packet of sparklers, and 4 different cakes. There's also a 3 for £25 offer on some of these as well. So let's look at them all in turn, and I'll give you my kind of take on whether I think they're good buys. So first up, the Energizer. It's the smallest of the 2 selection boxes. It contains 12 fireworks, 11 of which are fountains and 1 little Roman candle. It costs £9.99, or it's part of the multi-buy 3 for £25 offer. Don't expect much from this box. Yeah, I guess for £9.99, or actually it'd be £8.33 if you were to get it on the multi-buy. £8.33 for a box of 12 fireworks actually isn't bad, but there's nothing earth-shattering in this box. As I say, it's mainly fountains and 1 little Roman candle. The 16-shot live wire barrage that's available in here, yeah, that's reasonable. That's not bad. At £10 for 16 shots, it's okay, but again on the multi-buy where it comes down to £8.33, that's not bad. And in fact, in the past I have used this particular cake. I've bought 3 of them and fanned them and fired them all at the same time as part of a slightly larger display, and they've looked okay. So at £9.99, yeah, okay. At £8.33, yeah, not bad value. The Thunderbolt rockets is a pack of 6 rockets, again for £9.99, or they're available on the multi-buy. I've not actually seen these, I've not actually seen any video of these either, but they're described as a pack of 6 low noise multi-effects rockets. So no big bangs, but it says the effects include white glitter and crackle, red star white glitter, and lemon with white glitter. So they might be okay actually, they might not be too bad. Again, better value if you get them on the multi-buy. So let's just talk about the multi-buy. The way that Lidl promote it, you can buy the Energizer selection box, the live wire cake, and the Thunderbolt rockets, all 3 of those for £25. But you can mix and match. So you could get 3 Energizer boxes, or 2 Energizer boxes and 1 live wire, or 3 live wires as I've done in the past. And that's not a bad combination. So let's look at the other selection box, the magnetism selection box. Now I have actually done a review of this in depth. I did it last year. You'll find a link to that in the corner of the screen now. It's not a bad box, I'll be honest. It's okay. It contains 14 fireworks, and broken down into 8 fountains, 3 Roman candles, 2 shot tubes, and 1 Roman candle cake. And it costs £16.99. Now that has actually gone up by a couple of pounds in the past couple of years. It did used to be £14.99. It's now £16.99, and it's exactly the same. So it's not quite as good value, but for £16-17, it's okay. But really, if you're just after fountains primarily, I'd suggest that the Energizer box on the multi-buy does actually offer better value per firework. Next up, there's a pack of 16 mission rockets. I like the design on this, I like the graphics. It's very kind of retro, old school standard fireworks. Again, these are described as low noise rockets that whoosh into the sky with varied effects such as red and green starbursts and a mixture of glitter and starfish to fill up the sky. So potentially some fish effects in these rockets. Again, I haven't seen these before myself. At £20 for 16 rockets, they're only going to be small rockets. They might be okay. It would be quite interesting to actually compare that pack to the Thunderbolt rocket pack and see which of the 2 perform better. Let's look now at the shot tubes, the Strike shot tubes. 4 individual single shot tubes priced at £4.99. They've had various different names over the years. This is the current incarnation, which has been around for a couple of years, Strike. There isn't a video available for these either. There are videos available of previous year's ones, so I'm assuming they're the same, but I don't know. But £4.99 for a pack of shot tubes, so just over £1 a shot tube. They're probably, they're okay, but don't expect massive, great big bangs from them. They're not going to be a massive diameter. They're only going to be small diameter. So those are the shot tubes. Let's look at the other cakes. We mentioned previously about the small live wire cake, the 16 shot. There's also a 25 shot Storm Force cake which is £19.99 or £20. It's described as a spectacular 25-shot aerial display featuring a variety of impressive effects such as golden tails and glittering stars. There is a video available for this from Standard Fireworks, so let's take a look at that and see what we think. So there's some nice glitter in there. It's not especially colourful. Yeah, there's a bit of red and green they've got in the standard colours. A little bit of crackle, and it's nice there's a little fanned finale in that. But it lasts just under 30 seconds. So £20 for a cake that lasts 30 seconds, yeah, that's reasonable. It's not bad. I don't know what the tube diameter is on this firework to be able to say whether the bursts are really big on this or they're quite small, but it is only category F2, so they're garden fireworks again, and the safety distance is 8 metres. Next we move up to Velocity. Velocity is a 56-shot cake, priced at £40, $39.99. And the description says it includes effects such as crackles, glittering stars and gold palm bursts. Let's take a little look at the video for Velocity. So this is a fanned barrage right from the outset. Effects wise it looks very similar to Stormforce. Although there's some different coloured strobes in there as well. It was white strobes in Stormforce. Yeah, that was quite a nice little section in the middle, all fanned with some different effects and some whistles as well. Then we got some brocades, which again, very similar to Stormforce, but fanned. Some red and green, potentially some blue in there, I think. And then ending with crackle. So, quite similar to Stormforce, but £40. And that lasts 40 seconds, so it lasts 10 seconds longer. I do think the effects in that were slightly better, and it's nice that more of it is fanned. So 40 seconds, £40, so £1 per second effectively, compared with Stormforce, which works out at around 67 pence per second. And then the biggest of the three cakes available is Supercharged at £59.99. Now this has seen a price increase as well. Previous years this has been £49.99, so it's gone up by £10. But it's 90 shots. And the effects are described as blue starbursts with golden stars and a powerful finale full of sparkling crackle. Let's take a look at the video for that. So effects not that dissimilar to the other barrages we've seen in this range. Some red and green crackle. Straight firing so far. Oh, and there we have a nice fan section. Yes, there is some more colour in there. There's some blues, some coloured tip stars in there. That was nice. Yeah, and then we're back to the red stars and silver strobes. And then potentially some blue. It was difficult to tell from the video there, but I think that was meant to be blue. Nice wide fanned section at the end. 3 rows of fanned volleys there at the end. So, quite similar, in all honesty, to the other ones. I did like that centre section in the middle of that was fanned with some nice bright coloured tips with some blue in there as well. That was nice. But at £60 for something, well, it did last 50 seconds, let's be honest, it did last longer. So we had Storm that lasted 30 seconds, Velocity that lasted 40 seconds, and Supercharged that lasts 50 seconds. But this costs £60. And then the final firework in Lidl's selection this year are the giant sparklers. Pack of 10 sparklers for £1.99. It doesn't actually say how giant these are, but I expect them to be quite long. That said, Aldi's fireworks range this year includes a pack of 12 sparklers. Admittedly, they're not giant, but they're still quite long at 10 inches. Pack of 12 for just 99 pence. So Lidl sparklers are double that, but they are supposedly giant sparklers. So that's what's available from Lidl this year. If I was having to buy fireworks from this retailer, what would I go for? I'd probably go for the 3 for £20 on the live wire cakes and get 3 of those for £8.33 each. Or maybe 3 Energizer boxes and set those up at 3 different firing sites across the front of my display and firing identical fountains on each at the same time. Because yes, they're only small fountains, but if you fire multiples across the width of a display, they can actually look okay. The magnetism box, I say I fired that last year, it's not bad. It's a shame it's $16.99. A couple of years ago it was just $14.99, so it's not quite as good value, but it's reasonable. And would I go for anything else in this range? I don't think personally I would. So that's what's available in Lidl this year. Why not let me know your thoughts in the comments? Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, why not check out some more of my firework content?